The wait is over. Time to be creative. And as promised, today is the day you will witness the illusion in CreateStudio 3. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Ali, and in this video, I'm going to show you a trick that you did not know existed in CreateStudio 3. It's not a feature though. It is a workaround and a trick that is going to show you how to delete or erase objects from your backgrounds and turn its placeholder to a transparent placeholder or an empty space where you can add something behind it and use this as a transition. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you one of the many examples that's going to help you create custom transitions, which I call them master transitions, to be able to create that illusion and wow your viewers. And down the road, I'm going to be making other tutorials to show you different examples and how you can use this trick to inspire you with a lot of other ideas in terms of how to use it. So let me start by showing you what I mean by deleting objects from a background. Now, to start with, this is our studio. We've got a library, and then we have one of the backgrounds, which is the one I'm using right now. It is called Sunset. And so this background has a balloon in there. And so the balloon should be back in its place like so, as you can see. So if I create a typical mask for the balloon, I would end up with the image of my balloon. And if I try to remove it or move it away, I would still have the original image of the balloon sticking along with the background. And so the trick is to show you how you can delete the object from the background so that you can turn it into emptiness or transparent. Just like you're seeing right now when I press play, you can see Bella is having fun in there and she's just playing in the back end, which is pretty cool. But this is not the goal, is to play as characters, although it is one of the examples that you can use. But my goal today is to show you how you can create this master transition that is going to blow your viewers' minds when you put it together in your projects. Now, I have another example right here, which shows the same thing. So all I did was simply cut out the car image and I just, dragged it a little bit above the placeholder so you can see its emptiness right here where there's nothing. So if I try to place something in there, it'll show up. And now I'm going to take you to another example in CapCut to show you what this looks like using CapCut. The reason why I'm sharing this about CapCut as well is because CapCut, for those who are not familiar, CapCut is a video editing tool, just like any other tools out there, like DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro, and so on. There are many other video tools out there. But the cool thing about CapCut is that it has an AI feature that enables us to remove objects from backgrounds, turning or erasing them, turning them into emptiness or transparent so that you can use that as a transition. And in this clip, I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So let me advance to play it forward in time right here. And here's what it looks like. So this is the first thing that we see is the transition where the scene, shows up, right from the engine of the airplane, right? So as you can see, this is the type of transition that we're going to create inside CreateStudio using CreateStudio's assets, right? But I wanted to show you like a different example of these type of transitions that you can also do in CapCut if you're somebody who's using CapCut right here. So let's just move forward and show you something else. So another transition right here where we show, again, this is the previous scene. We're about to hit the new one, and it comes from where? The tail of the airplane right there, right? This is so awesome. Let's just move forward, and I'm going to show you another transition. Here we go. Same thing from the wheels. So see that? This is what it looks like. So the previous scene was there, and then we zoom back out, right? Revealing the wheels of the airplane and moving forward, to the rest of the clip and so on until the end. We go back to transitioning from the engine again right here, as you can see. So now, again, I'm going to show you how to do this inside CreateStudio. Currently, it is not a feature inside CreateStudio, but it is a feature in CapCut because CapCut is a video editing tool. That's why it is one of its features. So I don't want you to mistake CreateStudio for not having this type of feature, because CreateStudio isn't meant for editing. CreateStudio is all about animation and cartoon style videos where you can create explainer videos, video ads, social media content, YouTube videos, and so on. So it is not meant for editing. CreateStudio is all about creating cartoon animations, which is why this feature isn't available. But the cool thing about the owners of the company, they listen to our feedback, and we all know that everything that we see inside here is all because of our feedback. Just because they care, they do listen to our feedback. So you're more than welcome to submit your feature request if you want that to be part of it. And if they can do it, trust me, they're going to do it. And I think it is a great idea to do it now, because if you're unaware, the team behind CreateStudio is currently working on developing the next version of it, which is going to be version 4.0. I don't have any information about it as in when is it going to be released, but we are still waiting to hear some announcement from them. And so let's dive into the tutorial and not waste any more time and show you how you can achieve all of this. So I'm gonna start by removing all this stuff right here, and I'm going to grab my background, drop it. I'm gonna use this one because it's one of the easiest examples that doesn't require much time. But once you grasp it and understand the concept and how to achieve it, it'll become so easy that you can do this with any background you have in the library, even your own imported media. So if you import your own images, you can still do the same thing. So here's what we want to do. After grabbing the image, what we need to do is simply create a mask that we're going to use for this background. So because of the balloon and how it looks like, we need to start using the pen tool. So I'm going to click on the plus sign that shows on the top left, which is right next to the left panel right here, to activate the pen tool. And from there, I'm going to start drawing. For those who are not familiar with masking or using the pen tool, I have released a free masterclass that talk about everything you need to know about masking to help you create depth in your scenes and engage with your viewers. So if you haven't watched it, I suggest that you take a look at it. I'll leave a link to it in the description, as well as have it show up at the end of the screen so you can watch this free masterclass and become a pro using masks, including creating masks using the pen tool. So now that I've activated this, I'm going to start drawing around the balloon like so, right? In order to create a shape that is going to go exactly around the balloon, just like that. So all I'm doing right now is simply just adding, dots to create my path lines to be able to create that shape that's going to cover my balloon right here. So let's just zoom in, create another line, and then we are going to add well, I think I'm going to keep it that way right here. What I need to do is start by turning those lines into curvy lines so that they match up the same exact shape. And so the way to do this is so easy. You just double click on the middle of the line right here to turn it into a Bezier that allows you to grab it, and it will just be a curved line, as you can see right here. And we'll do the same thing for this one right here. Double click to turn it into a curved line. Same thing, adjust its angle to make sure that it actually covers the shape. From here, we will do the same thing and turn it into a Bezier and make it more curvy, like so, right? It may not be 100% perfect because, it's totally okay. Our goal is to use this as a transition, right? And so let me try and do that right here. And this is going to be our final one that we have right here, like this. And we are good to go. So once I'm done, all I'm going to do is I'll click on connect shape above the timeline on the right side. Click that. Now we have our shape connected, and this is what it looks like. Once you've created your mask or drawn the shape, what you want to do is remembering to go to settings on the right panel and check out the border width. It's always going to be 3 pixels by default. make sure to remove that and turn it into 0 pixels, right? And then what you want to do next is change the color of this shape. So we're going to open the color settings right here, change this and make it green like so. It's got to be light green like so. And I'll tell you why in a second. But once we've done that, now what we want to do is grab both images, right? The shape and our background, right click and then group these guys together. And the next thing we want to do is right click again. And this time we're going to take a snapshot of our image. So we're going to choose take a snapshot in there. As you can see here, we now have a snapshot. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to right click and ungroup the group that I just created. And now I'm going to grab the image and drop it onto the canvas. Make sure you click on the enlargement icon, which is right next to the replace button, to enlarge it and make it a full width like so. And I'm going to remove the other images underneath. So once we create that effect, you'll see exactly how to delete the object. I'm guessing now you know what's next, but let's do it. It's going to be under effects. We're going to click on the effects and components icon, and under effects, we're going to use the green screen. So I'm going to drag the green screen on top of the image right here. Now I have my adjustment panel opened up on the top right. And I'm going to start by opening up the color settings. Then I'm going to use the color picker to pick from the green that's available in here. And as you can see, it's removed, or it has removed most of the greens in the balloon. Next, I'm going to go back to the similarity and smoothness. I don't think I'm going to need to play with smoothness, because if you try and do that, it's going to mess around with the image. So all you want to do is play with the similarity until you kind of try as much as you can. Right? Like so, you don't want to go too much because it's going to mess up the rest of the image. But this is basically it. This is how you can delete objects from background. So I simply just turn it into a transparent placeholder where I can place other scenes or create scenes and make that type of transition, which is what I'm about to show you. And now, once I've done that, so here's our image along with the background. So in order to use that, I'm going to select my image or the shape that I created, which is the mask, along with my background, right click, and then mask these guys. And now you can see we end up with just the balloon image. So if we drag it back right here and we go back to the beginning, now we can see that the image is back in its place. Let's see how we can start using this. So I'm going to get rid of this balloon image for now, and I'll show you how to transition to your next scene. So I'm going to take this background off for now, and let's just build a pretty basic scene where we can go back into our studio, open backgrounds, and then just pick up one of the backgrounds available. So maybe I want to go to or start with the moon image right here, or background like so, right? And I'm going to extend it a little bit more in a timeline. And then maybe I want to grab a character or not, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just use the background and show you how to create that transition. So the next thing I want to do is grab the image that I created, right? Which is, I'm sorry, not the balloon. It's going to be the one that has the placeholder. So grab it back in here. And let's say that my next scene, so basically this scene is going to go or play for 5 seconds. And then I want to transition to the next scene. So this is how it's going to work. So what I'm going to do is once I start the new scene, I'm going to start add some animation in there to make that transition. So I select the image, and then I'm going to click on add animation above the timeline. I'm going to select position and scale. Easing is as is, no problem, but if you want to change it, feel free to do that. Then I'm going to select or click on my first keyframe, and I'm going to zoom out, hold the Alt key, and then extend or expand the background like so. Make sure that it's big enough until I have, the balloon like big enough like so, where the emptiness basically is surrounding my canvas, and we can see our previous scene just like so. And now once I click on the second keyframe, this is going to go back. But of course I want to slow this type of transition. So I'm going to drag the second keyframe, make it a little bit farther like so. And now if we go back, take a look, let's just play. This is how it's going to zoom in like this. And once this is done, what I can do is where I hover my mouse right next to the image, right click, and then add track below. And from here, I can drag the balloon image, which is the one that I created, right? And I can simply just, animate this one as well. How? This is very simple. We just use position animation. So I'm going to click on add animation, position. Let's keep easing as is. I'm going to select first keyframe, and I'm going to hold the shift key and the right arrow. I'm I'm going to drag this to the right side like so, just to kind of like hide it behind the background. So when we play it, it's just going to slide in, filling in the gap right there. And now we have our scene ready and we can start displaying other characters and so on. So let's just go back and show you this one more time, play it and see it in action. And this is what it looks like. And this is how easy you can, create that type of transition just like so. And then, yeah, voila, how fun is that? And how cool. Again, I wouldn't say a feature because this is a trick. It's something that allows you to remove objects from backgrounds, turn them into emptiness or transparent as placeholders so that you can create transitions. I hope you found this helpful. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you're thinking. And if you find it helpful, be sure to share this video with others so more people can see this. And don't forget, if you haven't watched my free masterclass about masking, I'll leave a link to it in the description. And I'm going to have it show up as well at the end of the screen. So you can also click it or click the one in the description and watch it. Have fun, and I'll see you on the next one.